This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
When we last left our heroes, trapped in television, a Tentaclino TV show, improvements lead to a narrow escape. But power players, trapped again. More improvements made, the channel changed once more. But wait, the worst is yet to come. Hey guys, so far we've seen a little bit of the bizarre and the unexplainable and the just kind of boring. But now it's time to delve once again into the Air-stended Bud-iverse with something painfully irritating. Pup Academy.
Hey guys.
Oh, hey Brownie.
So, you gonna start ripping on Pup Academy now? What, you got something against talking dogs or something?
No, I've got nothing against talking dogs. I've just got a chip on my shoulder about most dog-related media.
You spend way too much time tearing into these dog movies.
Oh, I know, right? He should be tearing into more animation. That's what he hates, after all, isn't it?
What? No, it's not animation that I hate, it's anime.
Wait, Ben? You're here too?
Yep. Just thought I'd stop by and offer my service. Now, Bobsheaux may say he hates anime, but I know the one is out there. Somewhere. Just waiting to be discovered.
I swear to you, by the unholy powers of the box, no there is not.
Well, I've got a few things to send you that might, change your mind.
That won't be necessary.
I'll just send them along.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh, I can send you some Descendant stuff too.
I really don't think that sending me anime or Descendants crap is going to help me get out of here, but thanks a lot, guys.
Party pooper.
Guess I'll just have to forward my anime to Senile and Mimi then. Later, guys.
What?
What was that? Brownie's cameo turned into that dinosaur Oprah bit from Pee-wee's Christmas special.
Funny you should say that, because special is the secret word of the day! Ah!
There is no secret word of the day because this isn't Pee-wee!
Don't act like you don't love it, Raven. Ha! Before we begin, it should be noted that nowhere in these opening titles do we see so much as a token flash of the Disney logo. I find it strange that every other movie we've seen directly connected with Air Bud has the Walt Disney Pictures logo attached to it, but the movies flying the flag of Air Bud Entertainment do not. My research failed to answer the question of whether or not Air Bud Entertainment is actually part of Disney, or maybe they were able to branch off and do their own thing, but considering the stranglehold that Disney has on the world today, it's really hard for me to imagine that they just let them walk away. So then, why no Disney logo? The only conclusion that I can come to is that as far as Disney's concerned, they want to profit from these movies themselves, but they only want Air Bud Entertainment to take the blame.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
I also need to point out that Pup Academy is in no way connected to anything else in the Air-stended Bud-iverse. With the title Pup Academy, I was thinking that this would be directly linked to the Pup Star movies, which explains that the talking dogs are the result of chemically enhanced dog food granting them superintelligence. In this show, however, the only human the dogs can talk to is Judy Hopps' father here, And the dominant force isn't science, but magic. Yeah. It wasn't enough to just make a story about a dog going to school to learn how to dog. They also had to turn it into a Harry Potter knockoff.
Aw, look at you in your little tie. You're all ready to go to school. After all, what could be safer than dog warts?
While this series isn't playing off of any established continuity from the previous films, it does take a cue from the Santa Paws series. But where those movies were all about the fading magic of the Christmas icicle, without which nobody believes in being good to their pets or their fellow man, this series is all about the constellation Canis Primus, which is apparently the only thing in the cosmos that makes people love their dogs. I'm sorry, somebody please explain this to me. What in the 9 circles of hell makes these producers think that human beings are incapable of feeling love for anything without the divine intervention of some magical something or other that has nothing to do with love? I mean, can nobody on this team understand how unbelievably insulting that is? To everyone who ever had a beloved pet, I ask you, how would you like some jackass spending millions of dollars to tell the world that your love for your pet wasn't real? That every game of fetch that you played, every snuggle that you shared, every precious moment that you had, was all the result of some stupid constellation that doesn't even exist? Apparently, that's what this show is revolving around. Huskrid Dumbledrool and Professor McGonagall here are worried about these stars fading away, which is either the result of humans being distracted from their dogs, or maybe it's the other way around, and that they're distracted from their dogs because of the fading stars. I don't know, it's stupid and it doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, but how are people distracted from their dogs exactly? Considering how much of social media is devoted to people and their pets, I'm not seeing a whole lot of distraction going on. There's a prophecy about some stray saving the day somehow, but Professor Fitsnake feels that this school can only admit pups of the finest pedigree. And of course they cast this character with a mutt. Way to go, morons. Dumbledrool goes out to search for the stray of legend by approaching a bunch of dogs who have homes and humans of their own, because that makes sense, doesn't it? First on his list is, quote, a sheepdog who, while timid, makes up for it with wisdom, unquote.
Okay, Wiz, you got this. You're in control. All your research suggests that sheep are naturally intimidated by the very sight of you. Sheep!
You'll have to take my word for it that sheep are scary, because there's no way that I can convey that with facial expressions. Ah! Yeah, this is another property that thinks giving a character an extensive vocabulary is the same thing as giving him intelligence, or in this case, wisdom. You'd think that a wise character would probably be not so immediately trusting of some stranger showing up in his barn, inviting him to his magic school.
Hello, Wiz.
You're a Harry Whiz.
Tomorrow, when you hear the whistle blow, and you see the hydrant glow, through the doorway you shall go.
Next up on our list of idiots, sorry, I mean new students, is this little retriever puppy who sounds as white as he looks. He's owned by a little black girl, and she named him Corazon, which kinda sorta makes him Hispanic, maybe?
Focus, Corazon. You know the word stay. You can do it. You can... Whoa! You can run, Tail, but I will catch you. Who are you? And why are you here?
I'm here to invite you somewhere special.
Whoa! My girl Izzy will love this.
Oh, she'll not be able to see it. As long as it stays on your collar, it's invisible to the human eye.
Mind blown.
When you hear the whistle blow, and you see the hydrant glow, through the doorway you shall go.
Okay, I'm gonna need a little more info, yo.
Yes, like, who thought it would be a good idea to bring B-Dog back? I honestly have no idea how this school is supposed to work. It might make sense that a moron like Corazon would attend so he might stand a chance of being less stupid, but then Professor Fitsnape implies that up until now, this has only been the finest school for the finest students. What are you doing here, Dumbledrool? He finally approaches our literal underdog, a little stray boxer puppy named Spark.
This is a dog tag, which would mean I have a human, which I don't because I'm a stray.
Tomorrow, when you hear the whistle blow, and you see your tag glow, through the hydrant you shall go.
Wait a minute, the rhyme changed for her? What, does she get a special rhyme just because she's the poor dog or something?
Oh, you said special!
Ugh.
Fitznape tried to remind Double Drool of what happened the last time that they led a stray into their school, but no, can't hear you. Prophecy says we need a stray, la 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 la. Yeah, we can't just let the story happen on its own terms. We need to have everything happen the way it's going to happen because God said so. We then meet the boy with whom Spark is supposed to make her deep emotional connection that'll somehow save the day, but I don't care because he's a snarky little shit.
Alright, let's go in.
Okay, here's good. Don't need to be the new kid whose mom also walks him to school.
Cool. It's just that it is on my way to work, so.
Ish. And you know that, I know that, they don't know that.
I know, sweetie. I'm just hoping that now that we move back, you're gonna make some new friends.
I voted no to the move, and yet here we are.
Seriously, what parent lets their child talk like this? Why do TV shows and movies insist on telling their child audience that this kind of blatant disrespect to their parents is okay?
No, we need him.
No, you need someone to fix your goggles. You seriously went with this take, people? Grandpa Judy's dad puts the finishing touches on his grandson's dog tag, which grants dogs access to Pup Academy, but giving his human grandson access with something human-related is just out of the question.
Okay, let's do this. Open the hydrants.
Sorry, we couldn't get a train. This was the best we could do. Yeah, these dogs somehow know that they'll need to go through these magical fire hydrants to get to their interdimensional school. Wouldn't it make more sense to go into magical dog houses or magical pet doors or something? Let's not even talk about the logistics of how most dogs couldn't even have access to fire hydrants anyway without the aid of their humans. How many have tried this without getting peed on? Spark effortlessly evades animal control, because why should they be a threat, right? And it's worth pointing out that Sheriff Goofball here is paired up with a woman dog catcher, and she's actually the dumber half of their operation. How very progressive. But back to the point. Spark just knows that she's supposed to run head-on into this glowing fire hydrant, despite Dumbledore not saying anything about needing to do that, getting away from the dog catchers and this stray German shepherd named King. Thank you, Alpha and Omega. You'd think that this would be the obligatory Diedrich Bader character, since he has to be in these movies somewhere, but it turns out that he's played by Teb from the Pupstar movies. I guess this is their way of saying, sorry for constantly making you the stupid one? They all get to Pup Academy, magically wearing these stupid little uniforms, since putting animals into adorable widow costumes like this is the only reason for this stupid franchise to exist. And Spark immediately makes friends with all of them, antisocial stray that she is. They're also greeted by this Pomeranian cheerleader named Pom Pom. On the one hand, it's refreshing to see a girly girl being cast with a dog that isn't a poodle, and her little begging dance is certainly a lot more emotive than anything else these dogs are doing. But on the other hand, her being the only cheerleader in this entire school just looks very, very sad. We jump back over to that horrible little kid's house, which is desperately trying to make us feel sorry for him, but it only makes me feel sorry for the mom, who is clearly looking for any excuse to not have to deal with him, when his grandpa magically appears.
Still eating Fruitios, eh, Muffin?
I'm 10, Grandpa. You gotta stop calling me Muffin.
No, you're Muffin. Sorry, but you don't deserve the dignity of a real name. Grandpa invites Muffin to come with him to work. He brings Muffin into the bathroom, and then we're back at the academy as Pom Pom shows our new little friends around campus. I can only assume that we're pointlessly jumping between scenes like this before seeing the hilarious punchline of these two getting to the academy by magically flushing themselves down the toilet, because the director has no faith in the audience's attention spans. As it happens, we also need to be informed of what the dogs do when they have to dog do.
We have the DD dog park. It's mine now.
I guess that's slightly more convenient than just walking outside.
There are water fountains like these throughout Pup Academy. Remember to get 6 to 8 SS Slurpings a day.
SS Slurpings? DD Dog Park? I get that she's a cheerleader. She's SPELLing her cheers. But is she SS stuttering them too?
Hey, I do the cheers around here.
Apparently Pom Pom will murder you when you're SS sleep.
I guess this is why she's the only cheerleader on campus. And I'm sorry, but what was the explanation for getting to the academy by toilet?
Does every toilet do that?
If you have an official Pup Academy tag, yes. Anything with water and pipes will get us here.
Then why didn't you go through the water heater?
They hold an assembly for the new class, where they explain that Judy's dad here is the only human on campus, since that makes logistical sense, and how friendship between human and dog cannot exist without teaching these incredibly select few dogs how to dog, and none of this can apparently happen without the aid of Judy's dad, and Muffin, who's next in line to inherit his responsibilities. Yeah, no pressure or anything.
The very fate of friendship depends on you.
This is your destiny.
My life was full of promise. Now it's a smelly pile of doggy do.
After the pups are separated into their dog houses that they don't even live in, because Harry Potter did it, which means that they gotta do it too! We later see them preparing for a game of fetch ball. There's no fetching, it involves other items as well as balls, and it makes absolutely no sense.
Well, fetch ball season is upon us.
Coming back after another winning season for the Growlers last year, Bite has dominated the game 4 years running.
4 years running? He's still a puppy. How does that work? Oh god, he's got Canadian wolf pup syndrome.
Also, Bite here is the obligatory school bully. I want to laugh at the subversion of expectations that so many movies seek to achieve by having the bully be something tiny, but seriously, why would anyone let themselves be pushed around by a frickin' chihuahua? Also, good job readmitting this dog who's supposed to learn how to love, and he insists on being the bully, meaning that he's completely unteachable. Shouldn't he be a bigger threat to this school than your stupid constellation? The game begins, and we once again have a property that shows small children being hot for each other.
Yeah! H for Howard! Huh? Horizon. You're so good at fetch ball. Will you go to prom with me? Corazon, in the basketball hoop, not the box.
And Corazon places the ball in the toy chest. That's a zero G-money.
Dude, focus. Balls go in the basketball net, not the toy chest. Pay attention. I am to pom-pom. That dog makes my tail wag.
Family approved. And, might I add, boo on you, Disney, for getting a boxer with a cropped tail. It's not like she'd be any less of a boxer with her natural tail.
Or you actually make that part of her character. You teach the kids watching at home that you don't do that to your dogs, and it feeds into Spark's mistrust of humans that she has to overcome later. Spark wants to leave because she doesn't belong or something. Muffin catches up with her and convinces her to stay. Gee, I wonder if Spark and Muffin will form an unbreakable bond that will somehow save the school. This is just so unpredictable! And she comes back and saves the fetchball game, even though Bite and his growlers have been completely spanking the newbies. You do know that this is a television series, right? We've got time for these characters to learn some things before they start achieving their goals, you know? They all go home, and while these magical teleporting dog tags are invisible to humans, except for Judy's dad and Muffin, because... Spark's tag is noticed by King, who was also a stray who attended Pup Academy. Aw, that's adorable. This show's trying to create suspense. Yeah, a little hard to do that in a series where everyone just stares blankly into space! Before we jump ahead to the series' conclusion, we need to briefly talk about two particularly painful episodes, the first of which involves...
Oopsie!
Oopsie, yes.
Don't you dare make fun of Oopsie. She is a special oh, damn. As soon as we get out of this TV, I'm divorcing you.
Yes, it's time to talk about Oopsie. We all grew up knowing an annoying little kid who won't leave us alone, and in Corazon's case, it's this tiny little puppy who can only say her own name. Why can she only say her own name? It's implied that she's not particularly bright because she's that much younger than everyone else, but they all reach adulthood in about a year, so how far behind can she really be? Anyway, if this accident-prone little thing somehow follows Corazon to Pup Academy without her own dog tag, and rather than immediately shove her back through the fire hydrant from whence she came, Corazon has to keep her under wraps until the end of the day. To complicate matters further, Professor McGonagall takes them to the Wildwood that surrounds the academy, which allegedly protects them from the outside world, and from which no wandering pup will ever escape. 1. Why do you need any kind of barrier? artificial or natural, to protect you from the outside world. Isn't this academy in its own alternate dimension? 2. Why are you taking these children on a tour of the lethal and mysteriously alluring woods?
3. Just call it the Forbidden Forest. You're not fooling anyone.
There are unimaginable dangers within the darkness of those woods. Go in, and you may never come out.
Oopsie.
Whoever said that is right. Going in there would be the biggest oopsie of your young lives.
Going into the wild woods is a major oopsie.
She crawled out of my backpack. The oopsie is out of the bag. Oopsie.
Oh my god, she's chasing a butterfly. She's so precious.
Can't believe Spark is in detention because of Oopsie. That's what Oopsie does. She's trouble with a capital, whatever trouble starts with. But don't worry. I tied her to a tree.
It's you!
What do you mean?
It's you and your little sister!
Hey, my brother and I locking her in her bedroom by tying her door to the door across the hallway was in self-defense.
You were supposed to be babysitting.
At least we knew where she was the whole time. Frankly, everyone would be better off if Oopsie had stayed tied to a tree, since she starts jinxing everyone around her.
Wait, something's wrong.
That didn't look like Sparks. It looked like Tinkerbell. Do better, Disney.
Actually, here's something curious. She's running around all over the academy, and fine, she's really small, but somebody would have had to see her, just by accident if anything. All these dogs with their comparatively sharper senses of hearing and smelling, and no one notices her? Okay, new theory. There isn't any Oopsie. She's only a figment of Corazon's imagination to help him cope with his own destructive tendencies. After landing Corazon, Wiz, and Spark all in detention, Oopsie eventually runs into the Wildwood.
Oh man, now I have to care.
I hate Corazon. He's so mean to Oopsie.
How can he be mean to someone who doesn't exist?
Oopsie does too exist. You shut up.
Corazon chases after Oopsie, effortlessly slipping through the gate that wasn't even locked.
What could be safer than Dogwarts?
Corazon apologizes for being mean to Oopsie. Apparently that's enough for them to get back perfectly safe, and Oopsie's still as destructive as ever, but it's okay because she's little and cute. Character development. You suck at it.
Oopsie.
Wait a minute, can the dogs talk or not?
I don't care, I love her.
Here's something I know that you're also going to love. An episode about love, tolerance, and cats, if you can believe it.
Today's lesson is on acceptance and the eternal question of how to tolerate the intolerable. Cats.
Oh yes. This professor, who was supposed to be teaching these dogs about tolerance, just called cats intolerable.
Yes, gross, I know.
Dogs and cats used to be natural enemies, to the point that it became a phrase. You know, fighting like cats and dogs.
Classic.
Then humans decided that both dogs and cats would make great pets. And so an agreement was made that when dog and cat lived with human, there would be peace.
Never.
That's a Roddy's favorite chew toy.
Cat.
Anyone else getting education for death vibes from this scene?
Ich weiß.
The world belongs to the strong and to the brutal. The rabbit is a coward and deserves to die. They spit on the rabbit. Nice kids.
We signed a sacred truce with the cats and sealed it in this locket.
No, you didn't. You can't read, you can't write, and truces can't be locked away in tiny lockets. Then Corazon, in a fit of xenophobic zeal, rips the cat plushie to shreds, and the teachers do nothing to change his behavior or discourage the chanting from his peers. Tolerance!
I don't know what the big deal is. You leave cats alone, they'll leave you alone. What? Cat lover! I wouldn't say love. Maybe like, tolerate, accept.
Good lord, not even being indifferent to cats is an option?
He hates the rabbit. There's no room for weaklings. Hans is learning fast.
Since all of this tolerance training is going so well, it's time for Pup Academy to do their annual student exchange program with Kitten Academy.
Kitten Academy, Headmistress Felicia speaking. Who is this, and tell me why I should care?
Also tell me why I can't uncross my eyes. Pup Academy is going to be sending Corazon to be with the cats. Yeah, brilliant idea there. And Kitten Academy will be sending this little stray named Zipper.
It's time. Do you remember the plan?
Yes, Mistress Felicia, but are you sure we should be doing this?
We helped you find your forever family, Zipper. You owe me. You were a stray once, and I think those skills can finally destroy the truce. I can count on you, yes?
Since cats are naturally the enemies of all things good in the world, not only do they run an organized crime racket where they find forever homes for cats in exchange for favors, but they're also trying to destroy the truce between cats and dogs, which will gain the cats literally nothing. I hate this show. So the exchange happens, and Zipper is treated like one of their own.
Please ignore that pile of shredded stuffed cats.
Pile of shredded what?
Oh my god! These dogs couldn't even have that cleaned up first? Why not just welcome them with a burning cross while you're at it? Zipper recognizes Spark from the street, and Spark, who was tough enough to stand up to this other dog and keep him from making a meal out of Zipper and his fellow strays, greets him with pride.
Pipe down, cat.
Oh my. Spark, are you sure there's nothing you'd like to tell the class?
I don't know what he's talking about. I've never seen him before in my life.
Our hero is a coward. Lovely! Corazon is keeping his paws to himself, not out of a sense of respect for his fellow pet, but because he's outnumbered and he's afraid of their claws. Now might be a good time for Headmistress Derpy Cat to educate him on how cats and dogs shouldn't fear each other, but nah.
So, this class feels like the last class.
That was relax class. This is chill class. Big difference. There we learn to relax. Here we learn to chill out.
Ha ha ha, do you get it? It's because cats sleep a lot. This is so enlightening. Actually, I can picture a class teaching kittens the value of rest. Kittens are playful, rambunctious little screwballs who need to learn how to control their energy and become the little hunters that they're intended to be. You have a class that teaches them how to prowl, a class that teaches them how to pounce, and equally important is a class that teaches them how to slow down. Being the household hunter demands incredible focus, and the older cats teach sleeping to the kittens as a form of meditation, allowing them to focus on their hunting skills. And then they teach them where to put the spoils of their hunt, preferably into their owner's shoes or something. But no, play up the stereotype of cats sleeping just because they're lazy. That's how you teach tolerance. Got any jokes about Jews controlling the economy while you're at it? Meanwhile, back at Pup Academy...
As you know, we help our humans keep their houses clean by doing our business outside.
Wow, judgmental much? Since the idea is to educate these dogs on their feline brethren, why doesn't Professor McDonagall explain that cats have a natural inclination to bury their business, and as such, the humans have devised a neat little box of special... Oh god, I forgot about that. As I was saying, why doesn't she explain that they have boxes of specifically crafted sand for cats to use indoors?
Whoa, wait, outside?
And why is Zipper even surprised by the notion of going outside in the first place? He's a stray! Until he started going to school, all of his business was done outside.
That is pretty unhygienic. You must need so many baths. In water? I've never had a bath.
Ew! Gross. Cats are disgusting!
What? No, it's not disgusting. We lick ourselves clean.
Ew! Double gross!
Cats are more than disgusting.
every animal licks themselves clean. What's going on here? Back at the Kitten Academy, Corazon starts warming up to the cats.
We've chilled, we've relaxed, and we've chillaxed. Ugh, I had it wrong. You welcomed me here. I'm sorry for all the times I chased you around. From now on, I'm just gonna stick to the mailman.
Yeah, mailmen are the worst.
Mailmen are our mortal enemies!
No. The only contact that a cat might have with the mailman is when he's pushing the mail through that little slot in the door, and that's something they can bat at and have fun with. Why would they fear the mailman?
But never mind whatever character development is going on his end. Let's jump back to the Pup Academy, where Zipper is fulfilling his undercover mission to steal the truce. I can imagine Zipper wanting to take the truce because he feels betrayed by it, since the peace between cats and dogs clearly means jack shit. But no, he has to take it because his evil overlord told him to, because cats are evil, because cats are evil, because cats are evil.
Zipper, give me the truce.
You want the truce? You can't handle the truce.
Ah!
That was pathetic.
Did you just make a parody out of something that no child's gonna understand? You're goddamn right I did! Zipper tries to take the truce back to the cats, and the day is somehow saved when Spark gives an allegedly heartwarming speech.
Don't be disappointed in Zipper. Be disappointed in me. If I'd been more accepting of him, maybe he wouldn't have taken the truce. I'm sorry, Zipper. I should have been a better friend and stood up for you. I know how it feels to be different.
Let me guess, you're a cat in disguise?
No. I'm a stray.
What? No way!
That's right. I don't have a human, and I barely have a home. But if a place like this can accept a dog like me, then dogs like us can accept cats like Zip, right?
And that's all well and good. However, the dogs were already supposed to be accepting of cats because the truce has been in place for thousands of years! This truce means nothing!
A stray is just a stray until they find a family to love them. Remember, there's a family for every dog.
Cats, however, can piss right off.
The truce stands. Zipper, tell Felicia she'll have to try harder next time.
You heard it right here, folks! Double Drool knew that Headmistress Derpy Cat was going to try to steal the truce using Zipper, and he knows that Headmistress Derpy Cat is so underhanded that he's counting on there being a next time. This truce between cats and dogs means f***ing nothing! So all is begrudgingly forgiven, and Zipper and Corazon get back to their respective schools.
Meow! I am now part of the Brotherhood of the Cat!
Destroy the race, traitor! Do I even need to tell you that this tiny bit of character growth on Corazon's part is never brought up again? Then the episode ends with Headmistress Derpy Cat getting a phone call from Fitsnape.
We were so close. If the truce had fallen apart, I could prove it was time for DOG to retire.
And for me to be in charge.
What if, meow?
One way or another, DOG's days of ruling will be over, and I'll finally be in charge of this school.
If Fitsnape here is so hell-bent on taking over the school, why doesn't he just steal the truce himself and blame it on the cats? All he would need to do is say that the cats took it without having to present any evidence, and the bloodthirsty dogs will be chomping at the bit to believe him. Also, we never see Headmistress Derpy Cat or Zipper again after this. Well done, Pup Academy. You had the chance to build up the story with this new antagonist for the dogs to deal with, maybe a redemption arc for Zipper and Spark to share, but go ahead and completely forget about them. That works too. The series comes to an end as Professor Fitsnape is revealed to be working not only with the cats, but also with the wolves in the Wildwood, and he wants to take over Pup Academy so he can teach the old ways. Bitch, you've spent this entire series ripping on Spark for being a stray and touting pedigree superiority. What the hell do you know about the old ways of the wolf? The wolves attack the academy, the pups resume class as usual instead of gathering in the basement or something, and since this academy hasn't developed any security measures during its operation over the last few thousand years, it's up to Muffin and his boy genius ingenuity to save the day, because why would we want the day to be saved by anything the dogs have learned over the course of the series? The head wolf, named, are you ready for this, Wolf, steals this magical rock hiding inside of this statue because one magical MacGuffin wasn't enough. It causes Double Drool to start dying because reasons. Spark and Muffin chase Wolf down to get it back, and this happens.
Spark! No! No!
Truly a testament to how there is no greater power in the world than editing. If you need further convincing that this or any other facet of the Air-stended Bud-iverse should have been animated, look at what might have happened between Spark and Wolf by watching this clip from The Fox and the Hound. But no, just doing this works too. And of course Spark comes back to life because of magical moonbeam tears. The next time your beloved pet dies, just cry over its lifeless corpse and it'll be right as rain. And again, like the Christmas icicle before it, somehow this thing losing its power makes everyone in the world into hateful assholes, but one person not being a hateful asshole is enough to somehow undo all that damage. How does that make any sense?
There are Christmas miracles this year.
Caitlin Mayer, I love you, but no. If I total my car, the seatbelt still functioning like it should isn't enough to fix the entire car.
A bond between boy and stray.
We'll ignite a friendship that saves the day.
I'm the stray.
I'm the boy.
Who saw that one coming?
That heart belongs to me.
You can go now.
Oh yeah, that's a badass hero moment.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Go to hell and take your friends with you! You shall not pass!
You can go now.
So they get the stupid rock back to the stupid academy. That stupid king guy, who's been trying to destroy the stupid academy too, has a stupid change of heart from out of nowhere and chases the stupid wolves away, and everyone lives stupidly ever after. And have I said that this show is stupid? But it's not enough to simply tear the show apart. We need to build it up into something better. And here's how you do that. 1. Enough with putting puppies in costumes. Newsflash, puppies can be cute on their own. Also, considering how one of the themes in this show is helping would-be pets find their forever homes, one thing we don't want to do is sell animals to kids like they're commodities. They're supposed to be companions, not fashion accessories. 2. If you're going to make a story about dogs going to school, have a collegiate setting where different dogs are trying to perform real jobs, like police dog, service dog, rescue dog, etc. How stupid do these puppies need to be taught how to do regular dog things, and how does teaching your dog how to dog affect worldwide human canine affection? 3. No constellation, no magic heart, no Christmas icicle, no nothing! I hate to break it to you, Air-stended Bud-iverse, but human beings do not need these random elements in order to feel love for their pets. Why are you constantly thinking that's a thing? All the show needed to do was develop the growing relationship between Spark and Muffin. Why does every human-dog relationship in the world hinge on whether or not they become friends? 4. Slow things down. We have an entire series to work with here. If you want to have Spark and Muffin learn how to love each other, you don't throw all of your cards on the table in the first episode. 5. No cat hate. In a show that's supposed to be about love being the strongest force in the world, the amount of raw, unadulterated hatred for cats is nothing short of disgusting. Yes, cats and dogs can fight, but they can also be friends. Just like people. That is the point of this show, isn't it? To tell us how being friends is better than not being friends? A TV show about how dogs are awesome doesn't need to be pushing anti-felinism. 6, and I can't stress this enough, animation! If you must make a show about animals doing people things, do it with animation! Let's take a look at this clip of King and Spark.
You made a good choice, kid.
I'm just trying this for a day.
Fair enough, but do you really want to end up like that? Controlled, manipulated. And what is that? A dog in a purse? Do you realize hundreds of years ago that was a wolf?
Maybe she's happy.
Ha! Maybe she thinks she's happy, but she doesn't know from freedom. She's a pet, groveling to get attention and begging for morsels.
You know what would make that worse? Baby talk.
Right? That's not the world you belong in. So, you ready for a day of fun with the lost dogs?
Lead the way.
Now let's look at the same thing, but as storyboarded by my guest writer, Grace Starks.
You made a good choice, kid.
I'm just trying this for a day.
Fair enough, but do you really want to end up like that? Controlled, manipulated. And what is that? A dog in a purse? Do you realize hundreds of years ago that was a wolf?
Maybe she's happy.
Ha! Maybe she thinks she's happy, but she doesn't know from freedom. She's a pet, groveling to get attention and begging for morsels.
You know what would make that worse? Baby talk.
Right? That's not the world you belong in. So, you ready for a day of fun with the lost dogs?
Lead the way.
I mean, just look at it! They're acting! They're emoting! The instant you look at King's face, and you can tell that he's a smug, smarmy manipulator trying to appeal to Spark, who doesn't really know where she wants to go in life. And this is just a series of quick doodles that Grace whipped up in a couple of minutes. Can you imagine how good this would look after the hours of work that would go into it by the Disney animators?
Grace is so talented. I love her.
I will forever facepalm at her endless supply of animal puns, but never for her passion for what Disney is supposed to be. Now on to the next show.
I've got a few things to send you that might change your mind. Into what exactly, I can't be certain.